And we're back in Uniondale. Chuck Kaiton with you on the Hurricane Radio Network, and it's time for another edition of Kaiton's Corner, where in second intermissions you take center stage. Your wonderful questions, and thank you very much for your participation this year. We love to hear from new hockey fans. We love to hear from veteran hockey fans, and if you have any question on your mind, just send it along through the email route to Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Chuck and the letter K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Provide us with your full name, where you're emailing from, and we'll answer your question on a future second intermission, and we'll be happy to do so. That's Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. We have Kevin Bates of Ajax, Ontario, and he says, I listen to almost every Hurricane game through your broadcast through the internet, and he is related to Cam Ward. He says, Cam's mother is my cousin, so maybe, I hope that's not the reason you listen to the games. I hope you enjoy them anyway, Kevin. Just kidding, of course. He said, I always thought it was customary for the home team to wear their white colors and the visiting team to wear dark. Yet in the last couple of NHL seasons, I've noticed this trend reverse. What is the customary change and why? And well, it's just a matter of generations and getting a little change, a little variety. Variety is the spice of life, and so the NHL, after going about 35 years of the home team wearing the light colors, went to change it. In fact, when I was a kid, I'll tell you a little story, the home team did wear dark. So it's vacillated back and forth over the years. I know that when you look at games in the 30s and 40s, you saw home teams wear the light colors. Then it went to the darks, and I can't tell you exactly which year, but in my childhood, in the 50s and the 60s, and up until about 1971, you had the home team wear dark. And then from the early 70s till about 2 years ago, the home team went back to wearing the white jerseys. It's just a change, just something different. I know a lot of fans would like to see the colorful uniforms of the visiting teams. They got used to that, but sometimes we take for granted the home team fans want to see the dark colors, and I'm sure the NHL took that into consideration as well. So basically it's just the league changing just for a little variety. I imagine in 10 or 15 years, maybe even sooner, maybe later, they will be changing it back so that the home team wears white again. I know as a kid that and of course there were only 5 other teams when I was growing up in Detroit to choose from, but my favorite jersey was easily the Chicago Blackhawk jersey. And even though I liked the white jersey coming into Olympia Stadium, I always hungered. I asked my dad, I begged him, we only lived about 4.5 hours from Chicago. I always wanted to visit Chicago Stadium so I could see in living color the Chicago Blackhawk home uniforms, those beautiful red uniforms with the Indian head crest. And I finally got my opportunity. I saw a Leaf game. I wasn't with my dad, though. I mean, we couldn't get tickets when we went to Chicago as a kid, so I had to wait till college and kind of sneak to Chicago with a friend of mine to see the Toronto Maple Leafs one particular Sunday night. I was playing a little hooky from college, but I did get back for classes on Monday, so don't worry about that. So thanks for your question, Kevin. That's the reason. It's just the NHL adding a little variety, and every 20-some years or so they will make that change. Cindy Maynard of Raleigh has a question for us. A game against the Ottawa Senators a couple of weeks ago, Eric Stahl had a breakaway on an empty net, and it appeared the Senators, if they desired, could have pulled him down, and it would have set up a penalty shot. That was the play when, you'll recall, Corey Stillman blocked the shot by Joe Corvo and set up Stahl on the breakaway to the empty net, and the Hurricanes won in Ottawa and gave the Senators their first loss of the season. If Stahl would have been pulled down, would Martin Gerber, the Senator goaltender, be put in the game to defend the penalty shot, or would Stahl have been allowed to take the penalty shot on an unattended goal? Well, Cindy, neither is the case. It would have been automatically awarded a goal. Whenever you come in on a breakaway to an empty net and somebody throws their stick at you or hauls you down for behind or whatever in a normal circumstance with the goaltender in, award a penalty shot, when the net is empty, an automatic goal is awarded. So Eric Stahl would have been awarded a goal. There would have been no penalty shot into an empty net, or Martin Gerber would have not come in. So that's just the rules of hockey. When you have the empty net and a breakaway and you're fouled from behind, it is an automatic goal. So Sandy Maynard, very good question tonight from Raleigh, and also an excellent question from Kevin Bates, one of Cam Ward's distant relatives. Thanks for listening up in Ajax, Ontario. We'll do it again on Wednesday night. Hurricanes will start a home-and-home series with the Florida Panthers Wednesday in Sunrise, and we'll have another edition of this program then. The Hurricanes and the New York Islanders squaring off. Remember to send your question to Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Any good question you've got about the game of hockey, provide us with your full name, where you're emailing from, and we'll answer your question on a future second intermission, as we did tonight here at Nassau Coliseum. I'm Chuck Kaiton.